Now it's 6:20, and we have more on that rather astonishing statistic that as a nation we are apparently hiding £5.5 billion in our own homes because a lot of us don't trust the banks. The figure comes from the Financial Services Compensation Scheme, which found that most of the money is completely unprotected, tucked under mattresses or stuffed into jam jars. Simon Rose is from the campaign group Save Our Savers. What's your mission, Simon?
Save Our Savers, to try and defend the interests of savers who are being bled dry by having inflation much higher than interest rates. Something like £40,000 million a year is being transferred from people, quite often, savers and pensioners who have no income anymore except from their savings or their pensions, and who are incredibly angry at the unfairness of what is happening.
Are they the people who are stuffing this money under their mattresses and into the jam?
No, by and large, most of our members would be people who are trying to get a decent interest rate and at least try and protect their money a little bit.
Because so you've got people who are putting their money into savings accounts, and interest rates at the moment, if you sort out the best interest rate for your savings, would be what?
Well, you can get just over 3%. It's still not possible, especially if you're paying taxes, to actually beat the inflation rate. But the average interest rate, I'm afraid, because the banks and building societies conduct this sort of sleight of hand that means new accounts will give wonderful rates. The average rate is much nearer 1%. So people are losing. I mean, your money is just evaporating before your eyes, whatever you do with it. It's quite appalling.
So the problem is that, as you say, even if you put it into a medium interest or the highest possible sort of high street interest account, because of inflation, it's eroding the value of the money. Now, is that the reason, then, that people are just thinking there's no point in putting it into a savings account?
Well, the disappointing
I might as well
thing,
hang on to it because then at least I've got it.
Well, that is perfectly possible. The disappointing thing, of course, is its Financial Services Compensation Scheme, which will guarantee £85,000 by and large in a bank. They've done the scheme because they want people to put their money in the banks. I mean, if you're of a conspiracy theorist sort of mind, you could actually argue that they're trying to get more people to put money to prop up the banks, which savers are doing anyway. But they haven't really gone into the reason why. But it is odd. 1 in 8 people say they do not trust the banks and building societies. They'd rather have their money at home. Now, it might, of course, be totally mad. You think, well, that's just crazy. But it's only 5 years since we saw the first bank run in 150 years. The Bank of England is printing more money all the time, £325 billion, which is bound to lead to inflation. I mean, maybe people aren't so mad. I've met some quite sane people who just don't trust money anymore. They think if the bank is going to keep printing it, we've got to find something else to store our assets.
Well, and no one wants to cast aspersions on anybody's sanity, but the wisdom of keeping cash at home has to be questioned, doesn't it? I mean,
Assuming you believe the banking system is going to survive, yes. If the banking system survives, then your money is protected in a bank or a building society. On the other hand, there are many people who are saying, paper money is not actually backed by anything. It totally relies on confidence. And we live in a country that is the most indebted Western nation. We make Greece look as if they're only just starting. If you add up all the debt, government, business and the financial community and household debt, we owe 5 times what this country earns every single year. Well, we can't do this. And the way the Bank of England is going, they are undervaluing money. They are encouraging debt, which got us into this mess in the first place. They're discouraging saving. I mean, you can understand, why would people save when they're losing money? It's a very strange Alice in Wonderland world that we're living in.
Well, thank you very much, Simon Rose from Save Our Savers. Good to talk to you this morning.